Well, welcome, Floorball fans, to this, the second game in the third day of play in the second weekend of the 2024 NAFL season, where the Ohio Aviators getting set to take on the Fresno Force live from F&M Bank Arena in Clarksville, Tennessee. Floorball fans, this is set to be a great matchup. As we head down for the face-off, it's going to be Sebastian Okeson against Alex Neumann of the Fresno Force. The last time these two teams met was on our first day of play in Georgetown, Texas, where the Fresno Force came from behind to come away with an overtime win to start their season. After that point, Fresno continued to find success. They're coming into this match with a 4-1 record. Meanwhile, the Aviators, after that loss to Fresno to start off their season, had a slow, continued grind upwards. Now coming into this match with a 2-3 record, but that doesn't reflect how skillful of a team this Ohio squad is. Kyle Harstedt, a veteran of the NAFL there, taking the ball in the center court. Chipped away, Billy Nilsson looking. He'll find Mendoza, saved by number 23, Cyril Spillman. That's a notable substitution here for the Aviators squad. Peter Slad not in today for the Aviators, at least not at this point. It's going to be Cyril Spillman, the reserve goalkeeper, starting today for the Ohio team. Samuel Linda, number 38, there on the press on Taylor Walsh. Close wing, it's Albin Nilsson. He'll go to Justin Knight. Nilsson down the line, trying to find Matt Smith. The ball chipped up and away by Matson. Knight able to kick the ball back into Ohio territory. He'll go behind his own goal. Fresno coming out early with a press. Justin Knight, center court, brings it close wing. Albin Nilsson driving down, chipped away by Matson. David Kangas looking for Linda, the pass behind himself. It'll find its way to Rasmus Johansson. Back down to Kim Nyberg. He'll take it at the point. Pass behind himself to Matson. Down to David Kangas, close wing. Far side, Rasmus Johansson. Trying to get the angle around Grenapin. They'll both stop the ball behind themselves. Now Matt Smith, the pass to Albin Nilsson. Looking for a shot. It goes on the outside of the net. It's going to be Oscar Viking Schoenberg grabbing the ball there on the rebound. He'll pass to number 78, Kim Nyberg. Nyberg in his second season for this Fresno squad. He'll go with a pass to Sjostrom. It's going to be a free hit awarded here to the Fresno Force in close towards the crease. Standing tall at the front of the defense there is number 24, Andreas Blixt. Shot saved there. Close call for the Aviators. Felix Osterstrom able to get to the ball. Hannes Carlson with a pass to Justin Knight. Advantage granted there off the interference. Far side, Felix Osterstrom. Taking his time. He's got a little bit of space there between him and Amdahl. He'll pass to Carlson. Carlson back far side to Osterstrom. Matt Alejandro now cycling on the far wing. No one is in the center here for the Aviators offense. They're staying around the perimeter. Kortmans back to Carlson. 2.5 minutes have passed here in the first period. Still scoreless. Only one shot on goal so far. Felix Osterstrom goes with the pass back down to Hannes Carlson as Alejandro cycles around on the far wing. Carlson sending him in motion as Amdahl starts to press closer. The floor check from Amdahl forcing the pass off the backboards. Alejandro far side. At half court, chipped away there by Sjostrom. Gonna go to Adrian Amdahl. Behind himself, he'll find Nyberg looking across to new member of the Fresno squad, Pontus Sjostrom. Send the ball wide. It's Castellanos there against Osterstrom on the boards. They'll take one out. New lines coming in for both teams. Melvin Mendoza coming onto the court here is the up man for the Fresno defense. He's going to be one to watch here in this matchup. He is electric as a player for Fresno. He does a great job being aggressive on defense and quick on offense. He is certainly a production player. So many times we see him creeping in towards the box, close to the goal, and able to convert on big scoring opportunities for Fresno with help from Billy Nilsson and Rasmus Johansson, who are two other players to watch here from Fresno. As a trio, they lead this offense deftly, and certainly they're going to be something this Aviators defense is prepared for. Billy Nilsson now on the close wing, driving down. A pass in the center, Matson losing some control on that pass, but it still finds its way to Neumann. Neumann to Mendoza, driving in across to Billy Nilsson. Okeson pushing him to the boards, forcing the pass out to Matson. Kim Nyberg, the pass behind himself. Mendoza off the boards. Neumann in the center to Mendoza. It's sent out of the box there by captain Zach Mellon. He'll go with the pass to Lundmark. Over to Kalle Brorsen. Brorsen to Lundmark. Looking for a man. He's stopped up by Neumann. It's going to be a free hit. Lundmark and Brorsen are two players who weren't present for the Aviators' first matchup here against the Fresno Force when we started our season due to travel issues. They were able to come in for the second match, and they're certainly two playmakers. They're two NAFL veterans who have been with us since the inaugural season where they played together for the Utah Raptors and now rejoin their teammates again for the Ohio Aviator squad. That ball kicked out there by Samuel Linda of the Force. Close wing, sending it down the boards. Advantage granted to Ohio as Kalle Harstedt, number 7, is able to take it. I'll pass it off to Cedric Grenepin as the second line comes to the court here for the Ohio Aviators. Justin Knight at the top of the crease, down to Walsh. David Kangas coming up to meet him. Smith, close wing, back to Knight. The Team Canada teammates working together here on this Ohio line. Walsh's pass sailing wide. Justin Knight not facing a lot of pressure. Cyril Spillman seeming to try and guide his offense there from the goalkeeper area. Just over 5 minutes have passed here in this first period. Still scoreless live from F&M Bank Arena. Matt Smith calling his man in motion. He'll find Nilsson far side between the legs to Grenepin. Saved by Oscar Viking Scharnberg. And now a battle there on the boards between Grenepin and Willik Alberg. He gets it to Justin Knight. Shot deflected off the body of David Kangas. It'll roll out of bounds. It's going to be an Ohio Aviators hit-in. It's going to be number 11, Alvin Nilsson, set to take it here for the Ohio squad. He'll pass looking across to Walsh, but he's unable to get the shot attempt off. Blocked off there by Willik Alberg. Knight to Nilsson. Looking across off the boards to Grenepin. Ohio doing a great job of maintaining possession in a sustained drive here. Walsh sends it from deep, wide right. Scharnberg gets a leg there, and Matson able to chip it down to Kangas in Ohio territory. Walsh has the angle, trying to box Kangas out, allow support from Grenepin. Still working there against Rasmus Johansson. Nearly a 3-on-2, but he loses the ball behind himself. Knight chips it to Grenepin, far side. Nyberg gets it on the body of his own man, Johansson. Off the legs of Grenepin. Linda chips it towards the center. Matt Smith able to get there. A behind-the-back shot, chipped up out of bounds. It's going to be another Aviators ball as they continue putting pressure on this Fresno defense. New squads coming out here for both teams. Number 24, Andreas Blixt, a man of many names and monikers. He's known as the first Aviator, the kid from Wright-Patterson, Le Blixt, and the Aviators affectionately called the house that Le Blixt built. He is a coach, player, and operator. He started off his NAFL career playing for the Fresno Force in their first season. Of course, he went off and founded the Ohio Aviators expansion team in 2023. And he stays with them to this day. It's an interesting dynamic here between Fresno and Ohio, of course, is the fact that a lot of these players come from the same talent farm. Of course, the second line for Ohio is almost completely dominated by Canadian players, formerly of the Fresno Force. Matt Smith, number 61 for the Aviators last season, and the season before was team captain of the Fresno Force. It's still all love between the squads, but it certainly makes it interesting as these are two teams who understands how the other works, understands their formations and strategies. And of course, that led to a thriller the first time these teams met this season. Amdahl driving in Ohio territory. They come down to Gino Wilkins. Over to Amdahl, deflected off the body of his own man, Castellanos. It'll sail back to Fresno territory. It's going to be number 78, Kim Nyberg. He'll go far side, Sjostrom. He'll draw Blixt in, pass back to Nyberg. In the center, looking for Sjostrom again, but it's chipped away by Korsmach. Castellanos unable to maintain control. It'll get to El Pistolero. Hannes Gardelson with the pass to Felix Osterstrom. He'll pass it off to Kalle Harstedt, first line. Back out here for both squads. Fresno still with a partial substitution there. Gino Wilkins staying on the court. He's watching there Philip Lundmark towards the crease in man coverage. Zach Mellon backing off there from Billy Nilsson. Mellon, of course, in his third year in the NAFL, known to many as a first ballot Hall of Famer, but it's Kalle Brorsen who puts that one away off the assist. Kalle Brorsen from the center lane, able to make it happen and put Ohio on the board first here in the matchup. It was a beautiful play. Kalle Brorsson, who wasn't here the last time these two teams met, certainly making Fresno realize what a difference his absence made. It was the pass down in the center. Kalle Brorsson taking the shot quickly and going to his feet down to the ground there after he took it. It was just unexpected enough that Oscar Viking Scharnberg wasn't able to anticipate it. And off of that goal, it's going to be Ohio Aviators 1 versus the Fresno Force 0. Kalle Brorsson there coming off the court as now the second line is on. That shot attempt sailing wide. It's going to still be an Ohio Aviators hit, and Grenipen taking it there off the chip from Smith. It'll come to Knight at half court. Far side, Taylor Walsh. Backing off there from Samuel Linda. Justin Knight. Down to Albin Nilsson. Shot attempt wide left. Goes off the boards. Nyberg on Smith. The former teammates, Matt Smith, able to chip the ball away, looking for a man to pass to. A failed pick and roll there, but he's still able to get the ball to Walsh. Nyberg fading with him close. Nilsson with a little bit of space. Grenipen shot attempt from inside the box. Deflected off the center mask of Oscar Viking Scharnberg. Far side, Kim Nyberg. He'll pass to Rasmus Johansson driving on the wing. He won't get the angle around Walsh. Instead, he's going to pass it back. Nyberg down to Karlberg. Looking to Kangas. Karlberg sends it off the boards a little wild. Grenipen going to come out to meet Nyberg. Wille Karlberg pausing in his own territory. Nyberg has room in front of him. Close side. He'll go to Johansson. Fresno taking time to slow down here. These are two teams who love rapid play. They're great in transition, but especially Fresno. It looks like they're trying to slow down their offense, perhaps, to not risk opening up a counterattack early that could give Ohio a chance to come to a 2-goal lead. Amdahl in center lane. He'll pass to Matson. Over to Nyberg. He's got Sjöström far side. He'll go across the court, trying to find Blixt. The ball sailing out of bounds there off of Adrian Amdahl's stick. Hannes Karlsson, the hit in. Osterstrom down to Kortmach. Hannes Karlsson taking it there. He'll pass to Kortmach. Back to Karlsson. Amdahl trying to cut off that back passing lane. Off the backboards, he'll find Osterstrom. 10 minutes remain now in the first period. Fresno still scoreless. And what everybody knew was going to be a hotly contested matchup. It hasn't disappointed yet. Blixt pass off the legs of Amdahl. Back to Osterstrom. Amdahl and Castellanos pursuing. It'll find Matson in the center lane. Chipped up in the air. Karlsson pushed to the boards there. Kortmach able to get it for the Ohio Aviators. It's going to be a free hit here called for Ohio on the close wing. New lines out again for both squads. Zach Mellon to Kalle Harstedt. Kalle Harstedt far side to Kalle Brorsson. Down the line looking for Åkesson. In the corner against Karlberg. Finds Brorsson. Down to Mellon. Åkesson again. Looking for breathing room. He'll pass to Philip Lundmark. Lundmark back to Åkesson. Cross-court pass will go to Mellon at the point. Mendoza unable to block that pass, but the attempt by Harstedt goes off the feet there of Neumann. Lundmark's shot saved by Oscar Viking Scharnberg. 9 minutes remaining in the first period. They'll go to Matson. Close wing. Billy Nilsson now in the center lane. Lundmark the up man in the 1-2-2 defense for Ohio. Wille Karlberg cross-court finds Matson. Matson's shot goes off the body of Kalle Harstedt. Chipped back out, Philip Lundmark on the wing. What can he do with it? One of the most dynamic players. He'll get the assist shot off to Mellon, but it's saved between the legs of Scharnberg. A close call indeed for the Fresno Force. The Aviators putting 6 shots on goal so far compared to only 1 for Fresno. They've done a great job not only maintaining time of possession, taking the initiative on the momentum, they've also created more looks to the goal. And that certainly paid off here, despite the great work of Oscar Viking Scharnberg, who has been having several career days here in the NAFL. This being his first season, he's made a major impact. And it's a big reason behind Fresno's 4-1 record coming into today. This match has major playoff implications. Cross court intercepted there by Nyberg in the box. Close call. Johansson Passes back out to Nyberg. Grennepen coming up to meet him. They'll go to Wheeler Kahlberg, close side. Back out to Nyberg. Far side, he's got Johansson. Cross court to Kahlberg. Back out to Nyberg. Now looking to find the angle on the far wing. He was looking for Rasmus Johansson. It bounced off of Spillman, and his rebound attempt sailing wide, but Fresno still with possession. Wheeler Kahlberg, his shot goes into the hands of Cyril Spillman. He'll pass it out to Justin Knight, number 13 of the Aviators squad. Justin Knight, chipped away there by Linda, but he'll have Walsh as the go-ahead on the recovery route. Close side, Albin Nilsson. Back out to Walsh. Far side, Knight. Back to Walsh. Driving Fresno closer and closer to that half-court mark. Grennepen unable to field the ball. Johansson now on the break. Powerful backhand slap shot. Sails wide off the boards. Now Nilsson looking to return the favor. Some contact with Linda, and he'll lose control. It goes to Wheeler Kahlberg. Kahlberg to Nyberg. Smith coming up to meet him here. He'll pass to Billy Nilsson with some space on the close wing. Deep pass looking for Neumann. Unable to get the shot attempt off. Just too much bounce in that ball. Neumann to Nilsson. He'll go to Nyberg at the point off of some physical defense from Albin Nilsson. Nyberg back to Kahlberg. Chipped away there by Grennepen. Still finds Billy Nilsson. Sent out of bounds by Albin Nilsson. Nilsson with Mendoza for support. Looking to find Kahlberg inside the crease. Instead, it's now Justin Knight, the Knight Rider with momentum. Far wing, driving in close. He'll pass to Grennepen. It's good! Cedric Grennepen off the assist from Justin Knight makes it happen for the Aviators squad a second time. It was a beautiful transition play there for the Ohio Aviators. They came on the breakaway. Justin Knight bringing so much speed. Instead of taking the look himself, he went to Grennepen instead after Schoenberg had already been drawn to that far wing. And now Ohio going to celebrate a 2-goal lead off the Grennepen attempt. 6:09 remaining in the first period. Your score now, Ohio 2, Fresno 0. Recovery on the faceoff by the Aviators. Got Harstedt to Zach Mellon. You go back over to Harstedt. He's got Lundmark in center. Fresno's done a good job so far this matchup of neutralizing the threat that Philip Lundmark poses to them. He is a sneaky player. He is one of the fastest in the league, one of the best stick handlers in the league. They've kept him in man coverage for a lot of the match so far today, especially when he gets close to the crease. We'll see what he can do now behind the Fresno goal. He'll tip the ball to Åkesson. At the point, it's Kalle Harstedt. Over to Brorsen, back to Harstedt, back to Brorsen. Back and forth play here on the far wing. Now we'll go cross court to Lundmark. Slap shot saved by Schoenberg. 9-on-9 there as Amdahl forces the pass from Mellon. Harstedt, far side, sending it deep for Mellon inside the crease. Amdahl boxing him out as Mellon goes to the floor. Sjostrom unable to get the pass off. It goes to Lundmark instead as he loses his stick. Interference call here. It's going to be a free hit for the Ohio Aviators. Lundmark set to take it to Brorsen. Shot goes off the body of Rasmus Johansson. Kalle Harstedt backing off now into his territory. 5 minutes remaining in the first period. The Aviators still with a 2-goal lead over the Force and over double the shots on goal. Lundmark losing control of the ball. It'll go to Johansson, but his pass goes off the body of Lundmark once more. Forced to the wing by Amdahl, off to the backboards. What can he do with it? He'll pass to Sebastian Åkesson behind the goal. Over to Lundmark. Back to Åkesson. Spinning around, looking to make something happen. He'll go to Harstedt. Shot deflected there off the stick of Mendoza. Åkesson now to Lundmark. With a little bit of room, he's unable to get the pass off. Adrian Amdahl sending it back down. Harstedt at the point again for Ohio. Phenomenal time of possession numbers here for the Ohio Aviators. They'll take pause and bring in some substitutions here. Kalle Harstedt sends the ball down deep, looking for Mellon in Fresno territory. Matson forcing it behind him. Alex Neumann going to recover. Chipped away. Grennepen looking for an opportunity. It'll be chipped up and out off the stick of Kim Nyberg. Now Mellon and Harstedt coming off here to bring the full line out. Matt Smith set to take it. He'll go to Grenapin behind the goal. Back over, it sails wide. Mendoza to Billy Nilsson. Nilsson saved by Spillman, but it's going to go to a penalty shot call with 3:51 remaining. Both teams clearing. Referee Thomas Anderson discussing with the goalkeeper Cyril Spillman. It's going to be number 73, Billy Nilsson, getting set to take it here for the Fresno Force. Ohio's going to send out goalkeeper Peter Schlad to their goal. He's won all NAFL honors every season. He is a lockdown in goal. It'll be interesting to see what Billy the Kid, shooting from the hip, is going to be able to do as he takes this inbounding rather quickly. Staying down the center, saved by Peter Schlad. He tried it right down the middle. Schlad able to defend. The Aviators defending their 2-goal lead here. 3:51 still remaining in the first period. Your score still Ohio Aviators 2, Fresno Force 0. Billy Nilsson, of course, has been one of the top contributors to this Fresno Force squad that they brought in over the offseason to replace the talent they lost in Matt Smith's line. Averaging almost 5 points a game from goals and assists. He was certainly a great player to take that penalty shot. Just didn't work out that time. Spillman's ball goes all the way down to Grenapin in Fresno territory. Nyberg chipping it away from him, but unable to break the stick away. Neumann now, the pass off the boards. Mendoza, look at that speed, driving against Walsh. He'll spin and shoot. It sails wide, out of bounds to the left. It's going to be an Ohio Aviators hit-in. 3.5 minutes remaining. Fresno certainly not happy with the lack of traction they've been able to get so far in this matchup. But of course, their last matchup ended with the Fresno comeback and win in overtime. The Force certainly a squad who knows how to finish well, so it's not wise to count them out at any point in today's game. Kalaharstedt now on the close wing, sends the ball off the board. Zach Mellon against Nyberg, passes to Lundmark. Lundmark to Åkesson. Sebastian Åkesson cycling there with Mellon. Neumann, shoulder contact at the far side. They both go down, and so does the London Wall. Willik Alberg wasting no time taking it. Referee Thomas Anderson's going to have to call back the play as the boards weren't reset there off of that hit. And now the whistle blown. Kim Nyberg inbounding it here for the Force in the last 3 minutes of the first period. Cross court will come to Billy Nilsson. Back over to Willik Alberg. Chipped up there by Lundmark. It'll still get back to Karlberg. Far side, Mendoza. Karlberg spinning the ball up itself. Willik Alberg now far side to Neumann. Taking his pause will come to Billy Nilsson, close wing. Åkesson coming to meet him, able to chip the ball away. Now the Aviators in transition. He'll pass to Lundmark. Looking for Brorsen, chipped away by Neumann. Nilsson behind himself. Mendoza back to Nilsson, driving down close. Just saved off the helmet of Spillman. He'll grab the ball from the crease and send it down deep. Matson able to get there for Fresno. Advantage granted. Far side now. Billy Nilsson once again. This time chipped up out of bounds. Fresno bringing a new line out. It's going to be Rasmus Johansson set to take the hit in with support from Sjöström. Backing off behind the goal line in Aviators territory. 2 minutes remain in the first period. We'll see if Fresno can use it to continue gaining momentum and perhaps get a goal on the board before we head to intermission. Shot attempt from deep, chipped up and out of bounds off the stick of Kalle Brorsen. Kangas set to take the hit in. He'll pass to Amdahl. Shot attempt with power, sails wide right off the boards. It's going to be Kalaharstedt recovering. He'll pass down all the way to Lundmark behind the goal line for Fresno. He'll have to stop at the back boards. Amdahl getting his stick low, trying to defend. It goes to Åkesson. Åkesson also looking for a man to pass to. Right at the goal line, he'll send it down to Zach Mellon, number 9. Mellon backing off. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining here in the first period. Kalaharstedt cooling off his offense. Rasmus Johansson with a 3/4 court press. David Kangas Not necessarily matching here. He's backed a little bit further off of Mellon, trying to go over that passing lane to Okeson. Harstedt down to Mellon. He'll send it down deep, looking to Lundmark, getting close to Scharnberg. He won't be able to get the shot attempt off. He'll kick it away, and Rasmus Johansson going to the far boards. Johansson now taking time to reset for Fresno. He'll hand the ball off to Kim Nyberg as the new line comes out to the court. Nyberg at half court, cross court to Nilsson. He'll chip it back out to Wille Karlberg. 50 seconds left on the clock in the first. Cross-court pass with power deflected there by Okeson. Gets back out to Wille Karlberg. Nyberg and Karlberg. Down deep, looking for Mendoza, and rolls up onto his chest. He'll have to go back out to Nyberg again, just over 30 seconds left. Karlberg sweeping to the center lane. He'll pass behind himself again to Nyberg. He's got Mendoza in center, no one on the wing. Nilsson close side, looking to Mendoza in the center with the ball chipped up in the air. Wille Karlberg taking it. The shot saved by Spillman. Nilsson looking for Mendoza. Brorson losing a stick. 10 seconds left as Mellon sends it back down to Nyberg. Over to Neumann. 8 seconds. He'll lose control on the spin, but it's going to be a free hit here with 5 seconds left on the clock in the first period. Kim Nyberg to Billy Nilsson. He'll get it to Karlberg, deflected off the body of Mellon, and a second shot saved by Spillman. A hard-fought first period for both teams. At the end of the first, your score, Ohio Aviators 2, Fresno Force 0. Floorball fans, this is set to be a thriller. You're not going to want to miss the second period. We'll be back in just over 10 minutes with that. And, of course, stay tuned during the intermission as we bring you another exclusive NAFL player interview. Well, Floorball fans of the NAFL, we've just gotten done with the first period of play between the Ohio Aviators and the Fresno Force. I'm joined here by none other than number 13, Justin Knight, the Knight Rider. How are you feeling after that first period?
Oh, yeah, we're feeling really good. It was really important to get a good start, and I feel like we've done that. And we just want to get the guys out around the board, so I feel we're doing a good job so far.
Now, how do you think it's affected your team's mentality coming into this game after the first time you met Fresno, they came from behind and had that overtime victory?
Yeah, I think it's really important. We got to stay focused. You don't want to let any passes in front of the net and really slow the game down. I think it's going to be a really big key for us going forward.
And what have you noticed from Fresno today in the first period that you're going to use as a lesson in the second and third as you look to continue your lead?
They really like to pass down the middle. So I think a really big importance is to shut the middle down and not let any passes down there. And then we got to also watch the counterattacks. A lot of the time we do small turnovers and they come counterattacks. So we just got to make sure to have our defense back there.
Well, best of luck doing just that, Justin. Thank you for joining us. And Floorball fans, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in just a few minutes with the second period of play between the Aviators and the Force.
Thanks, Tanner.
Well, Floorball fans, it's almost time to head back down to the court for what's set to be a hard-fought second period of play between the Ohio Aviators and the Fresno Force. But first, we'd like to remind you about our sponsors. First of all, our official clothing partner for the 2024 NAFL season, Kempa. If you like what our referees are wearing, then you like Kempa. And of course, our official floorball partnership for the 2024 NAFL season with Fat Bite, bringing you the latest in floorball technology in beautiful Swiss media yellow. Every floorball you see on our court this season is Fat Bite. And a reminder, floorball fans, if you're curious about the statistics to this or any other NAFL game, past, present, or future, you can go online to sportninja.com or download the Sport Ninja app from the App Store to view them. Aviators recovering there on the face-off. It was a very interesting first period. Ohio controlling a lot of the possession, coming out and really playing strong. But Billy Nilsson now coming away with a steal. Melvin Mendoza shot. Sailing wide, time's going to be taken as Cyril Spellman loses his helmet on the dive. Fresno, during the last few minutes of the first period, was able to regain some of their energy, and they were able to start putting more shots on goal. For a lot of that first period, the Aviators were outpacing Fresno 6-1 in shots on goal. Now it's even, 9-9 so far this match. Fresno just hasn't been able to convert any yet on Cyril Spellman, who's been having a phenomenal game so far. He's typically the reservist against Peter Schlag, but he's come out in a big way today for the Ohio Aviators squad. It'll be Connor Harstedt, number 7, getting set to take the hit here as Cyril Spellman has now returned to goal. He'll send a gentleman's hit down into Fresno territory. Nilsson working the far side with Kahlberg. Nyberg in the center. Tim Nyberg now heading in, become close side. Alex Neumann driving down, looking for a man to pass to. Mendoza spying in the crease. Neumann losing control. It's going to go to Mellon. Mellon on the boards, trying to break it out away from that corner. He'll get it to Okeson far side, but it's chipped away by Mendoza in the center to Neumann. It'll sail wide. Now Kim Nyberg. He'll go across, deflected by Philip Lundmark. Driving down, nearly a 2-on-2, but he'll pause and stop there. Scharnberg grabbing the ball. He'll tell his man Kahlberg to stop motion and pass to him. He'll hand it off to Adrian Amdahl, number 9 to the Fresno squad. Amdahl to Matson. Chipped up in the air, Johansson sending it to the close boards. Back down to Matson. Far side, he'll find Amdahl. Pausing, he'll pass to Kangas. Now in the corner against Johansson, it's Knight and Smith. Matt Smith able to come away with it. He'll send the ball down deep, looking at Grenapin. His shot on the outside of the goal, but he'll still try and maintain possession. Able to get it around Shellstrom, but the pass around Kangas is deflected. Out of bounds. It'll be a Fresno Force hit in. Whitlock Kahlberg, far side, set to take the hit here. He'll come around center lane, close wing, pass to Neumann. Back out to Kahlberg. He'll get it around Grenapin, who's playing a little aggressive in the three-quarter press. Back out to Nilsson now at the point. Nilsson, another player that Ohio has done a great job of neutralizing. He tends to love playing towards the wings, but the Ohio Aviators have forced him to get creative in how he's played during this matchup today. They haven't given away as many offensive looks to Billy Nilsson, who has been a major contributor to the Fresno offense. Nilsson now far side, facing pressure from Albin Nilsson, who's now driving with a shot, sails wide left. It'll go off the boards. Now Mendoza against Grenapin, 2 quick, aggressive players, bringing young, new talent to these squads. Grenapin driving in towards the center lane. Won't be able to get the sweep around Mendoza. Instead, it goes to Walsh. His ball sailing off the body of Alex Neumann, far side. It's Alex Smith here for the Aviators. Matt Smith missing that shot. It's deflected away. It'll go all the way back to the Ohio goal line, where Justin Knight will pause as his team makes substitutions. Nilsson hands it off to Carlson. Andreas Blixt back on the court here for the Aviators squad as they bring out their third line. Hannes Carlson, far side. He'll have Alejandro in the center, now backing off. Gortmanch on the far wing, Blixt on the close. He'll go the out route to Osterstrom. Johansson playing up rather close, but not enough decisive aggression so as to open up an opportunity here for Ohio. Now Kangas starting to press. Osterstrom backed up behind his own goal line. He'll pass to Carlson. Johansson forcing another on the boards pass. It'll come down to Alejandro, close wing. Unable to get around Matson with his dominating physical size. Fresno trying to hold on to the ball on the far wing. Shellstrom, the Zorro, goes wide. It's Amdahl. Back to Shellstrom. Deflected off the body of Hannes Carlson. Sent to the back boards. Chipped away by Osterstrom. It'll get to Blixt. Off the boards, taken back by Johansson. Up off the leg of Amdahl. Osterstrom battling deep there. 2-on-1 on the boards. Not a lot of support from his team. Finally, he'll draw a foul. It's going to be a free hit for the Ohio Aviators. Harstedt set to take the hit here. He'll go cross court to Åkesson. Behind himself, looking for Lundmark. Nyberg able to get the angle and keep the ball in bounds. Billy Nilsson, far side, chipped up off the body there of Åkesson. He'll have Brorsen deep. He was looking for Lundmark to have a little bit more speed on the fast break. Instead, it sails to Karlberg and Scharnberg. Far side, Nyberg. Nyberg down to Karlberg, close wing. Ohio consolidating their defense within their own territory. Lundmark and Brorsen staying back. Mendoza to Neumann. The shot saved by Cyril Spillman. Åkesson now on the close wing, trying to find Lundmark. The shot saved by Oscar Viking Scharnberg. He sprawled out, and Lundmark overshot the goal with just a little bit too much momentum. Neumann now driving down. His pass going wide left on the transition attempt. Mendoza losing control. He'll have to pass it to Billy Nilsson, far wing. Neumann, his shot is good! Alex Neumann from the wing sends it in. The first goal for the Fresno Force this match. And it was from the far wing that play developed. Mendoza had lost control. He sent it out to Billy Nilsson, and Neumann with space on the wing. Wasted no time shooting immediately off the pass. And now with 15 minutes, 2 seconds remaining, Alex Neumann puts Fresno on the board. Your score, Ohio 2, Fresno 1. Going to go to the far side on the recovery by Ohio from the faceoff. Nilsson having to send it all the way back down to Taylor Walsh. Behind his own goal line, he'll bring it out. He's got Knight on the close wing. Nilsson behind him. Albin Nilsson getting backed off there by Johansson, the up man in the 1-2-2 defense. He'll draw Kangas in. Kangas releasing from the zone now to pursue Nilsson. Nilsson flowing to the close wing. Off the boards, he'll find Walsh with some space. Walsh far side. Off the pressure from Sjostrom, who will now retreat to center. Grenapin, far wing. Pass deflected off the body of Kangas. He's still able to hold on to it and find Knight with some room. Knight looking for Smith, chipped away by Amdahl. Kangas looking for Johansson. It's taken back by Grenapin. Now back by Kangas. A veritable circus there in half court as both teams vying for possession, but Ohio's going to come out on top. Albin Nilsson, far side, sends the pass down, looking for Smith close. The ball chipped up into the hands of Scharnberg. He'll roll it to Matson, who goes to Neumann. As Fresno brings out substitutions, as does the Aviators squad. Only a half sub here for the Aviators. Karlberg looking for Nilsson, taken away by Smith. Far side, Albin Nilsson to Matt Smith in the center lane, looking for Nilsson again. Taken away by Kim Nyberg. Grenapin losing his stick. Got a Harstedt now, close wing, shot, saved by Scharnberg. He was distracted by Grenapin, but still able to save, and another save, and another. 3 close calls there for Oscar Viking Scharnberg from Smith, Nilsson, and Grenapin. Full first line now out to the court after that possession where Ohio was playing with half of their second line. Close wing, now it's Neumann. He'll go back out to Wille Karlberg. Åkesson unable to deflect it, but Billy Nilsson losing control of the ball, gives it over to Åkesson. Chipped back by Neumann, over to Brorsen, far side, will find Åkesson. Ohio now in Fresno territory. The ball down deep to Lundmark, going behind the goal. He'll come to Harstedt at the point. 13 minutes remain in the second period. The Aviators still in the lead here. They haven't given it up yet, but Fresno doing a great job putting more pressure on the Aviators as they try to take flight. Okeson losing sight of the ball behind him. He'll go to the ground. It's going to be a free hit drawn here for the Ohio Aviators. All smiles from Okeson as he gets up from the court. He'll take it along with Philip Lundmark, number 8. Off the boards goes to Zach Mellon. Shot from deep. Looks like it went off the body of his own man, but Brorson trying to make another opportunity to Scharnberg's not able to grab it. Still able to get out to his own man. Alex Neumann sending it down the boards. Chipped away by Mendoza. Trying to keep the drive alive. Now far side, Philip Lundmark trying to pause at half court. You can see the speed with which he moves that stick. One of the reasons why he's one of the best in the NAFL for making defenses fret. Close side, Kalle Harstedt facing Mendoza, coming up towards him. Now Mendoza releasing from the zone, going to Mellon, forcing the off the backboards pass. It's one of the things that's so great about Melvin Mendoza. It's not even about the chances that he creates on that aggressive press that he enjoys playing. It's also about the mental game, what he's instilling in the mind of offenses where they feel they can't be safe passing even in their own territory. Amdahl coming away with the ball there in a 50-50 battle. Chipped up in the air by Mellon. Brorson boxing out. Brorson with a smooth move around Nilsson, able to get it to Lundmark on the close wing. Sent behind himself up in the air by Amdahl. Brorson to the far wing. Okeson to Mellon at the point. Mellon sending it down, just saved by Scharnberg. Lundmark gets it to Okeson, far side. Harstedt at the point, down to Brorson. Looking to Mellon, shot wide left off the backboards. It's now behind the net. Amdahl gets it around Okeson. Around Mellon as well to Billy Nilsson. He'll take it himself. Billy the Kid shooting from the hip. Equalizing here for the Fresno Force. Billy Nilsson on the counter there from the wing, exactly where he loves to play. It was after the ball had gone wild behind the goal. It was sent down the line by Amdahl to Nilsson. It was a 2-on-1. It looked like he could have passed to David Kangas. Instead, he went for it himself and beat out Cyril Spillman there. Billy Nilsson continuing his big performance for the Fresno Force this season with a crucial goal here. 11:15 remaining in the second period. Your score now, Aviators 2, Force 2. On the face-off, Johansson on Grenapin. Recovery by Ohio. Ohio was pulled away a little bit when it comes to putting shots on goal, but Fresno's gotten a lot more effective in making them. Chipped away there by Kangas, forcing Taylor Walsh back behind his own goal. Shostrom playing man here on Justin Knight. Now he'll release and go back into his zone. It's a 2-2-1 zone in the full court press here. The Fresno's playing, and it's effective. That ball chipped away there by Smith. Grenapin losing sight of it. Walsh having to get the angle around David Kangas, whose advantage play is granted to the Aviators. Shot sailing wide left of the goal around Scharnberg. Matson on Knight here towards the board. Smith able to come away with it off the pass from Knight. Far side, Walsh facing pressure from Amdahl. Taylor Walsh looking for a man to pass to. Smith trying to come away with it. He'll get it out to his man, Albin Nilsson. Shostrom coming up to meet him. It'll be Grenapin facing pressure from David Kangas. He's got Walsh in center. Far side, Smith now coming into the center lane. That ball deflected off the body of Amdahl. Grenapin, far wing, driving in close, taken away by Kangas. Amdahl going behind his own goal for protection. Grenapin's going to release and press him. He'll go with a run around. Pass to Billy Nilsson. Back to Matson. Close wing, Wille Karlberg. Kim Nyberg calling for the ball. Instead, will go far side to Nilsson. Lundmark coming to meet him, but Karlberg with a little bit of room on the wing. He'll get the angle around Okeson. The pass to Neumann, but he's not able to get the backhand shot off. Okeson, 2-on-1 on the board, set behind himself. Nilsson there for support. He'll spin around and create some space in open court as he comes off. Zach Mellon and Kalle Brorson now on the court as the first line returns here for the Aviators. Less than 10 minutes remain in the second period, officially halfway through the match. Kalle Harstedt sends the ball in the center to Okeson, chipped away. Neumann to Nilsson. He's got Mendoza. Will he take the pass? He's now on the wing. He'll look across to Kohlberg. Saved by Spillman. Off the rebound, Lundmark. Look at that speed driving on the wing. He'll go behind the goal. He needs a man to pass to. He'll go to Harstedt. Powerful shot goes off the body. Mendoza deflected off the chest to Kohlberg. He's able to get the angle around Harstedt, trying to get it around. Mellon will find Mendoza. He was looking for Neumann. Back to Mendoza, unable to convert. It's Brorsen at the center, chipped away by Nyberg, but Lundmark with room on the wing. He'll pass over to Brorsen when Scharnberg wasn't looking, but the ball sailing wide left. Mellon to Harstedt at the point. Behind himself to Åkesson. Mendoza able to chip the ball away and get it to his own man, Wille Kohlberg. He's got Nilsson, but he'll try the shot himself. Goes off the leg there of Mellon, chipped up in the air by Mendoza. Mendoza driving down the ball to the boards. What a series of counterattacks here. It's not over just yet. Billy Nilsson, the pass to Mendoza. The shot just wide left. Off the legs of Mendoza to Brorsen. Over to Kalle Harstedt, chipped away by Nilsson. Goes to Kim Nyberg. Wille Kohlberg, close wing. Shot goes off the body of Zach Mellon. Fresno playing relentlessly as Mendoza drives and scores! Melvin Mendoza sneakily getting the ball behind Cyril Spillman there. What a play as Fresno takes the lead for the first time this match. And off the back and forth play, it looked like Kohlberg's shot was going to become an Aviators possession, but Mendoza taking it himself, driving and able to sneak it in as it bounced behind Spillman on the rebound. Melvin Mendoza with a critical goal here. Now as we enter the second half of the match, Fresno taking the lead. 8:03 remaining in the second. Your score, Aviators 2, Force 3. Recovery by Fresno on the face-off. Amdahl back to Mattsson. Down to Johansson. Mattsson now in his own territory steadily. He'll pass far side to Amdahl. Carlson, Pistolero coming up to meet him with support from Leblixt. Johansson. Cross court to Amdahl. He's got some space on the wing. Looking over to Kangas. Wasn't able to get the shot off. Spillman went diving in anticipation. 9-on-9 is Mellon on Amdahl in the corner. It's going to be a free hit drawn here for the Fresno Force. Kjellstrom and Kangas set to take it. They'll go all the way down to Mattsson at the point, across to Johansson. Looking for the sweep, deflected off the body of Mellon. It'll sail out of bounds. Another Fresno ball, Johansson and Kjellstrom. Mattsson at the point, far side, goes to Amdahl. Mattsson with the pass to Amdahl, once more cross court, finds Johansson. And the sweep shot goes off the legs there of Felix Osterstrom. Mattsson, far side to Amdahl. Cross court finds Kjellstrom. Driving in close towards the goal. He'll go behind it. Mellon unable to cut off the passing lane, and the shot by Amdahl wide left off the backboards. Zach Mellon, the pass to Hannes Carlson. El Pistolero taking his time on the far wing. Mellon coming off the court. Second line's going to be coming out here for the Ohio Aviators. Billy Nilsson coming up there as Melvin Mendoza comes to meet Albin Nilsson. Justin Knight back over to Walsh. Mendoza now shifting to be the up man here in a 1-2-2. It's what he loves to do. Matt Smith getting pushed back here. Pass in center, finds Grendepen, but he's got no one down deep to help him. He'll try and find Walsh across the crease, but the ball sailing wild goes to Nilsson. Billy the Kid trying to break it out. It'll go to Smitty, number 61, Matt Smith there. He's trying to break it to Taylor Walsh. Nilsson through the legs. Mendoza to Nilsson. He converts. Melvin Mendoza to Billy Nilsson. Once again, the shot from the hit. And Billy the Kid shows why he's renowned all throughout the land. Looking like the Wild West on that goal. Another transition play here for the Fresno Force. The drive starting in close succession there. On the far side, it was Nilsson and Mendoza on the drive. Nilsson taking that shot on the run, able to score. And now Fresno extending their lead to 2 goals here. Your score, 6:10 remaining. It's Aviators 2, Fresno Force 4. The pass goes to Philip Lundmark there, deflected off the body of Kangas. And that deflected off Lundmark. Now Brorson close side. Shot saved by Scharnberg. Sent down by Madsen. It'll sail all the way down to the goal line where Kangas is going to pursue Zach Mellon on the far wing. Looking across, will find Lundmark. Shot attempt goes off the body. Sebastian Madsen looks like he took an unfortunate hit there on that shot attempt. He's taking some heavy breathing on the bench, but he'll be all right. Shot attempt by Lundmark, saved again by Scharnberg. Penalty call here, delayed penalty, as Scharnberg himself looks like he took a very unfortunate hit. Adrian Amdahl far side as Scharnberg comes off. It'll be 6-on-5 play here during the delayed penalty call. Billy Nilsson now getting set to inbound. It's going to the wing, looking across to Neumann. A dive there by Spillman. Ball chipped up in the air. Not going to Ohio possession yet. There it will, and now the penalty is going to get called in. Referee Thomas Anderson discussing there with Sebastian Åkesson. Still discussing there. Now it's number 9, Zach Mellon, captain of the Aviators, discussing the call. As Sebastian Åkesson heads to the penalty box here for the Ohio Aviators. After Fresno already gaining so much momentum this period, they're now going to enter power play against Ohio and have the chance to extend the lead to 3 over the Ohio Aviators, who had come out to an early advantage. And the ball will be taken from the close corner here. Rasmus Johansson getting set to take it for the Fresno squad. Will have Neumann there for support. Go to Nyberg. Far side to Billy Nilsson. Nilsson calling his man in motion. Will go to Nyberg at the point. Back to Nilsson. Far side. Deflected there off the stick of Walsh. Neumann behind the goal line. Goes back over to Billy Nilsson. He's got some space. Walsh and Grenapin not releasing too far yet. Cross court, Johansson. Shot saved by Rasmus Johansson. Cyril Spillman in pain there after a rebound hit. Referee Thomas Anderson telling the Ohio bench to calm down there. Cyril Spillman took an unfortunate hit there to the hand off the rebound shot attempt by Alex Neumann. Ohio, of course, is a team that knows how to get invested in matchups, especially with Zach Mellon and Matt Smith. They're 2 of the most energetic players in the league, and they know how to read the chemistry of a game and perhaps get too involved in it sometimes. And referee Thomas Anderson seeming to successfully cool off the Aviators bench off the hit on Spillman. Now less than 5 minutes remaining in the second period and under a minute and a half in power play. Fresno retaking the initiative on the offensive here. Johansson coming to the point, will pass behind himself to Nyberg, who now flexes to the wing. To Billy Nilsson. Looking for the sweep. Chipped up and out off the stick of Cedric Grenapin. It'll be Wille Karlberg with the pass to Nyberg. Over to Neumann. 1 minute remaining in power play here for the Fresno Force. Nilsson far side. Johansson shot sails wide, out of bounds. It's going to be an Ohio Aviators ball. Thomas Kortmach set to take it here for Ohio. He'll send it down the boards, looking for Knight. It sails wide, goes to Nyberg. Grenapin going to release and return home here for the Aviators squad. Kim Nyberg, far side to Billy Nilsson. Nilsson looking to Neumann. My goodness, what a beauty. He looks more like an MLB batter there, taking that shot, getting under it. That's a home run in our book on the power play goal by the Fresno Force. Alex Neumann taking that beautiful assist pass as Fresno reset their power play offense. It was Nilsson far side who saw Neumann calling it for it on the close side of the crease. That's half skill, half luck. It couldn't be any other way as Alex Neumann is able to extend the Fresno lead. 3 goals here, 3:51 remaining in the second period. Your score, Ohio Aviators 2, Fresno Force 5. The ball rolling off the faceoff there to Oscar Viking Scharnberg. Far side, it's Adrian Amdahl. Taking his time, Fresno especially now does not need to play with too much aggression and risk giving up their 3-goal lead. Adrian Amdahl coming in close. Mendoza's shot deflected off the body of Kalle Harstedt. Penalty called there on the contact from Mendoza as Zach Mellon goes to the ground. Melvin Mendoza discussing there with the referee, Thomas Anderson. And now with Melvin Mendoza going to the penalty box, going to be an opportunity for the Ohio Aviators to retake some momentum. 3.5 minutes remaining in the second period as Mendoza's going to go and serve a 4-minute penalty there for the contact. Took Zach Mellon down. It's going to be Philip Lundmark getting set to take it here. Philip Lundmark goes down to Grennepen. Back to Lundmark. Down to Mellon. Go over, working that far side passing. Not a lot of love yet for the close side. That shot attempt goes off the helmet of Scharnberg. Nyberg trying to push Lundmark away, using his frame for good. But he'll get the pass off to Grennepen anyways. Kahlberg trying to get an angle around. He's able to. He'll send the ball down the line to Alex Neumann. The spin around. Mellon gets it to Billy Nilsson in center court. Nearly colliding with his own player, Alex Neumann. Neumann looking for a chance. He'll get it down to Billy Nilsson. Down to Nyberg. Fresno doing a great job of killing time on the Mendoza penalty. Not only is it bad enough that they're facing a power play offense by the Aviators, but Mendoza is one of their top performers as well for the first line. Off the boards, Nyberg losing control as Okas unable to get to the ball. The pass to Mellon. Over to Lundmark around the goal line. Is looking across to Kalle Brorsen. Unable to get the shot attempt off. It's going to be Grennepen over to Mellon. Aviators slowing things down a bit more, but Brorsen left open here, creeping closer to the center. Grennepen trying the pass over there. Nilsson going to the court. It's going to be a free hit awarded here to the Fresno Force. 2:41 remaining on the Mendoza penalty. Amdahl sending it to Rasmus Johansson. Pontus Sjöström with a little bit of a look, but he'll lose the ball behind him. It gets to Johansson, whose shot sails wide right out of bounds. He's upset that he missed that one. It'll now be an Ohio Aviators hit in. Smith to Mellon. Formerly opponents in the NAFL when Smith played for the Fresno Force and Mellon for the Raptors, and the Aviators now teammates together on this power play offense. Shot from deep by Brorsen. On target, but deflected by Scharnberg. Sjöström to the ground. 1:45 remaining in the second period. Aviators facing a 3-goal deficit, trying to gain some momentum here. The shot attempt by Åkesson saved by Scharnberg. Fresno with new life that they certainly didn't show in the first period when the Aviators came to an early lead. Brorsen out to Mellon. Back down to Brorsen. Shot off the left post. Matson in a 2-on-1 for possession. The ball sent down to half court. Mellon, the pass down to Brorsen. Far side, Philip Lundmark slap shot with a lot of power. Goes high out of bounds. It's going to be a Fresno Force hit in. 1:12 remaining in the second period. Fresno doing a great job taking the initiative here despite the box defense. Billy Nilsson going down to the ground. He'll get the call to get back up on his feet. 1 minute remaining in the second period and 1.5 on the Melvin Mendoza penalty. Kalle Brorsen coming in the center lane. Neumann trying to get the ball away from behind him. His shot attempt sailing wide right. It'll come back to Zach Mellon at the point. He's got Lundmark far side. 45 seconds left. What can Ohio do with it? Still in their power play offense. Smith around the goal line. Behind himself to Lundmark. Neumann releasing to come out and meet Mellon. To go back down to Åkesson. Lundmark trying the shot himself, deflected by Alex Neumann. The entire Fresno bench getting on their feet to celebrate that. 20 seconds left in the period. Zach Mellon at the point. He'll take the shot. Right angle, wrong height, sailing out of bounds. It'll be a Fresno ball. 15 seconds left on the clock and 45 seconds left in the Melvin Mendoza penalty. He'll send it down. Matson trying to get it around Mellon. Okeson looking for Nilsson, chipped away by Johansson. Up in the air by Mellon. Johansson driving down. Okeson denying the opportunity for a shot. 5 seconds left on the clock. It'll go down to Mellon. The shot from deep sails out of bounds as the buzzer sounds. What an intense period that second one was, Floorball fans. You're not going to want to miss what happens next in the third period of play between the Ohio Aviators and the Fresno Force. We'll be back with that in just over 10 minutes. And of course, stay tuned during the intermission as we bring you another exclusive NAFL player interview. Well, Floorball fans of the NAFL, we've just gotten done with the second period of play here between the Ohio Aviators and the Fresno Force. I'm joined here by number 9 of the Fresno squad, Adrian Amdahl. Adrian, how are you feeling after the second?
Well, much better than the first one. We've struggled in our first periods this year, but always bounced back in our second. So a good trend, but we just need to get rid of those bad first periods and we get a bigger lead.
What do you think is the reason for that difference between the first and second period?
Don't know. We've talked about it a lot in our wardrobe and stuff like that. And I know something about preparation, but if we always come back, it doesn't really matter if we get the W.
So, what do you think is going to be the key for your team in the third period to hold off any sort of Ohio comeback?
Just keep playing our play. I mean, we play at a much higher pace, I think, and keep playing at our pace. Don't slow the game down. Just keep on going.
Well, best of luck doing just that, Adrian. Thank you for joining us. Floorball fans, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in just a few short minutes with what's set to be a great conclusion of play here between the Ohio Aviators and the Fresno Force. Well, Floorball fans, it's almost time to head back down to the court here for what's set to be a phenomenal third period of play between the Fresno Force and the Ohio Aviators. But first, we'd like to remind you about our sponsors. First of all is Kempa, our official clothing partner for the 2024 NAFL season. If you like what our referees are wearing, then you like Kempa. And of course, we're proud of our official floorball partnership for the 2024 season with Fat Pipe, bringing you the latest in floorball technology in beautiful Swiss media yellow. You can trust that every floorball you see on an NAFL court this season is Fat Pipe. And a reminder, floorball fans, if you're curious about the statistics to this or any other NAFL game, past, present, or future, you can go online to sportninja.com or download the Sport Ninja app from the App Store. Recovery by Fresno on the face-off. Fresno was able to run away and take a lead in the second period against the Aviators, who had come out to an early advantage over Fresno. Now the Aviators, the one facing a 3-goal deficit here against a Fresno team. But the Aviators already coming out with some new life. They're currently playing in power play on the last remaining seconds of a Melvin Mendoza penalty. And Mendoza back in on the court now after he got a 2+2 for roughing Zach Mellon in the far corner. It's going to be a Fresno Force ball, now back at full strength. We'll see what they can do with it. Billy Nilsson on the close wing sends it down to Alex Neumann, looking to Mendoza towards the crease, unable to get it out to Willik Alberg. Caleb Brorson taking it here for the Ohio Aviators squad, far side. Philip Lundmark unable to get the angle around Neumann and Mendoza. He'll have to send it back. Brorson down to Justin Knight. Knight looking to Mellon, chipped away there by Nyberg. Now Neumann pausing at his own goal. Nyberg trying to take advantage of some substitutions. Still not a full line change out for the Aviators. Now they'll take this switch as the opportunity to bring Walsh and Grenapin back out onto the court with the rest of the second line. Matson going back towards his own crease. Grenapin on the pursuit, able to chip the ball away and force the air. It'll get to Albin Nilsson. Nilsson shot deflected off the legs there of Matson, chipped up by Amdahl. Losing some control. Amdahl still driving down, still giving the pass to David Kangas. Kangas in the close corner. He'll be stopped up by Nilsson. Advantage granted to Fresno off that contact. The ball rolling out of bounds. And David Kangas there apparently confused. He thought it was a Fresno hit in, but it went off the post. Ohio ball. Justin Knight inbounding. He'll go to Smith in the center. Back behind himself to Walsh. Walsh looking deep. He'll find Knight on the far boards. Trying to find Grenapin, but Matson sending it back to his man Rasmus Johansson. Some smooth moves, trying to find Shellstrom, but Smith able to break the ball out. Matson sending it into the open waters, deflected off the legs of Justin Knight by David Kangas. They'll both go to the ground. Justin Knight passes it far side to Grenapin, hits him in the face and finds him back down on the blade of his stick. Justin Knight, the spin around. Far side. He looked for a cross-court pass, but it was taken by Mendoza. To Kalberg, saved by Peter Schlad. Kalberg backing off there for Fresno. New line coming in for the Aviators. Peter Schlad, the goalkeeper, in right now for the Ohio Aviators after Cyril Spillman spent 2 periods. He was able to block over 2/3 of the goals that Fresno sent towards him. But now Peter Schlad, 2-time Troy Cup champion with the former Florida Vikings, looking to try and stop up this Fresno offense and allow his team the opportunity to make a comeback here in the third period. Sebastian Okeson going to the ground. A self-air. Mendoza spinning around, unable to keep on to it. Otterstedt able to chip it away. It'll come to Mellon on the close wing. He'll go to Brorson in center. Powerful shot attempt, and it's off by about 30 degrees. It'll go into the corner. Lundmark looking for a man to pass to, going behind the Fresno goal. Kalberg and Nyberg with a pincer move. Chipped up and around. It'll go to Billy Nilsson. He'll spin around, pass behind Mellon. They'll look deep for Willik Alberg, taken there. Okeson and Otterstedt with great defense for the Aviators. Now Brorson, the one diving down into Fresno territory. Looking to Mellon, the shot wide right on the slapper. Neumann, the spin around and the juke around Mellon. Now looking for a man to pass to. Go to Nilsson on the wing. looking to go back behind himself to Alex Neumann after he had drawn Peter Slad out of the goal, but Åkesson was there in the lane waiting for it. It'll get sent to Kalle Harstedt, and now Billy Nilsson coming off. His line substitutions come out onto the court for both teams here. Mellon will pass the ball off. He'll go to Thomas Kortmans, far side. David Kangas a little light and airy there in that upper zone. 2-on-2 for Fresno. Steal in the center by Sjöström. The shot wide right off the backboards. It'll stay in bound. Kortmans to Blixt. El Pistolero sends it back to Thomas Kortmans. To Zach Mellon, the first ballot Hall of Famer, as players in the NAFL love to say. Kortmans, far side, in the center, to Sjöström. Three-man press, forces the ball back out to Kortmans. Ohio getting back to their form, first period, with the amount of time they're able to hold the ball. Zach Mellon coming down to Hannes Karlsson. Kangas pressing, back out to Mellon. Just over 15 minutes remain in the third period, still scoreless here live from F&M Bank Arena in Clarksville, Tennessee. Felix Sjöström goes back out to Hannes Karlsson, who's pausing behind his own goal, taking his time. Second line coming out here for the Aviators. Karlsson still stopped up behind his own goal. Go to Grennepin in center, far side, Justin Knight. The chip back to Grennepin. Sent away by Wille Karlberg. Smith, spine behind him. Moving in traffic, he'll get it to Sjöström. Down to Nyberg. Billy Nilsson, cross-court pass to Wille Karlberg. Through the legs of Grennepin, he'll hold on to it. Alex Neumann working with Nyberg. The two of them, of course, big performers for Fresno last season. And that story hasn't changed this year. The Fresno Force, of course, were a team that faced off against Peter Slad's Florida Vikings for the Troy Cup last season after a phenomenal comeback compared to their first year in the league. And now they're looking to put themselves back into championship form. A win today would make the playoff rankings quite interesting as we head into our last game today, the battle for Texas between the Fort Worth Jaguars and the Texas 39ers. As it stands right now, the Fresno Force currently sit at second in the league. With a win today and a Texas loss, they could take the first place ranking in the Troy Cup playoff standings, or alternatively with a Texas win, they would still only have a 1-point lead. But if Fresno loses, Texas has an opportunity to re-extend their lead, and Ohio puts themselves squarely in the middle of the pack for playoff standings. Matt Smith goes cross-court. Grennepin to Nilsson. Unable to get the shot off. He'll send it instead into the far corner. Nilsson holding on to it, looking for a man to pass to. Smith cycling in the center. They'll go to Grennepin behind the goal. A tight defense here from Fresno. Karlberg able to get the ball out to the boards on the close side. Nyberg sends it around Smith to Melvin Mendoza, looking for a man to pass to. A pause. Nyberg telling him to go back to number 97, Wille Karlberg. Substitutions out on the court for both squads once more. David Kangas losing control on the close side, taking out a few boards with him. He'll pass to Matson, far side. Johansson, the sweep, deflected up. It'll roll out of bounds. It'll be a Fresno ball. Sjöström set to take it. Losing control there on the pass attempt. It goes to Knight to Brorsen. Kalle Brorsen's ball chipped up. It'll stay inbounds off the stick of Rasmus Johansson. Kalle Harstedt facing pressure there from David Kangas. Both teams still scoreless in a hard-fought third period. Kalle Brorsen sending the ball down deep to Zach Mellon. Off the backboards, it'll go to Philip Lundmark. Trying to get around Amdahl. He'll chip the pass to Åkesson, sent out of bounds off the body of David Kangas. Philip Lundmark looking inside the crease there for Zach Mellon. Said he'll have to chip it out and away. Kalle Harstedt to Åkesson. Back to Harstedt at the point. Johansson easing closer to him. Harstedt paused around the goal line. He'll go with a pass half court to Philip Lundmark. Lundmark in traffic, but that's where he shines best for the Ohio Aviator squad. The spin to great space around Kangas. He'll pass the ball to Åkesson. Looking across, trying to find Brorsen and Mellon, but it's taken by Fresno. Now Johansson behind himself to Sjöström. The spin and the pass, and the shot is good by David Kangas. Fresno first on the board in the third period. Another beautiful transition play for the Fresno Force. Off of that change in possession. David Kangas driving down. He took that beautiful pass from Schillstrom. And from a 45-degree angle was able to put it around Peter Schlad. And now the Fresno Force extending their lead to 4 goals off the Kangas goal. 11:35 remaining in the third period. Your score, Ohio Aviators 2, Fresno Force 6. The steal there by Matt Smith, and Nilsson's shot attempt sent high in the air. Oscar Viking Scharnberg standing at 6'4", able to tower above the rest of the players and come away with the grab. Fresno maintaining possession here. Willik Ahlberg facing the full press there from Smith and Grenopin. Nyberg also in need of some support. It'll go to Mendoza, far side, deflected off the body of Knight. Grenopin able to come away with it. He's on the wing, driving in close. He doesn't have the angle. Mendoza pushing it to the boards, but Knight comes away with it. The pass to Walsh. Behind himself, Nilsson at the point. Deflected off the body of Mendoza. Mendoza with the speed to get around Nilsson. Stopped up by Peter Schlad. They'll trip over each other. Mendoza slow to his feet. Looks like he's in some pain. Grenopin far side to Walsh. Johansson's coming in for Mendoza. The shot from deep. Saved by Oscar Viking Scharnberg. And now Peter Schlad back up to his feet after receiving an ice pack. Put on a brace there. It looked like perhaps a pre-existing injury on that right leg. But he's back and ready in the goalkeeping area here for the Aviators. Looks like that happened after that collision with Melvin Mendoza. And Dalton Kangas passing on the close wing. 10.5 minutes remaining here in the third period. Blixt playing up here for the Aviators defense. The ball goes to Matson. Back down to Amdahl. Coming into the center lane, he'll get the angle around Blixt and now Pistolero. Matson looking in the center. It's swept behind. Kortmach sending it to the far boards. Now he has some velocity on the far side for the Aviators. Taking the shot. It goes off the body of Amdahl. Sent far side. Rasmus Johansson able to get around Osterstrom. Driving down. Saved by Peter Slad up in the air. Now it's Hannes Carlson driving down into Fresno territory, but in a 3-on-1, he'll lose control of the ball behind him. The Sharks were circling there. The pass back down to Matson. Far side to Kangas. Less than 10 minutes remain in the third period. Fresno still with a commanding 4-goal lead. A certainly very different story from the last time these two teams met on the first day of play in the 2024 season, when the Aviators came to an early lead that Fresno had to claw their way back up from in a stunning comeback when they won in overtime. Now it's Fresno who holds the keys to the kingdom, and the Aviators who are chasing that comeback. Both teams an equal amount of shots on goal. But of course, the Aviators letting in more. Jim Nyberg gets the ball to Mendoza. Shot saved by Schlad. He's unable to fall on him. Mendoza with the ball again. Will go to Nilsson. It rolls in. Billy the Kid able to put it past an overextended Peter Schlad. As Fresno is able to come away and extend their lead even more. Peter Schlad had dove out. He was trying to fall on that ball that Kalle Harstedt was able to chip away, but it went back to Mendoza. Schlad got a hand on it, but it still rolled up and over on the rebound. And thanks to number 73, Billy Nilsson, Fresno's lead now extended to 5 goals. Your score with 9 minutes exact on the clock. It's Ohio Aviators 2, Fresno Force 7. Ohio driving down off the face-off, the pass to Matt Smith, far side. Ohio's hopes for a comeback just a little bit dimmer, but certainly not gone. Floorball is a fast-paced, high-energy sport where absolutely anything can happen. And given the tenacity and depth of this Ohio Aviators team, it's unwise to count them out yet. David Kangas looking for a pass. Will find Shellstrom, saved by Peter Schlad. Over to Johansson. His shot saved off the stick of Justin Knight. Johansson wins that possession battle at the boards, but he's forced into another one here. Play's stopped here. It's going to be a free hit awarded to the Fresno Force. Johansson will send the ball down deep to Matson in Fresno territory. Across to Amdahl. Alvin Nilsson coming with some aggression to meet him. Matt Smith continuing the press on the far side. He'll send the pass around Knight to Shellstrom. Looking for Johansson with a smooth no-looker behind the back between the legs pass. David Kangas' shot attempt goes off the stick of Grenapin. Shellstrom behind himself. Knight on Johansson. Knight going to the ground there as Johansson comes away with it. That pass sailing wide. It'll go all the way to Matson at the point far side. It's Adrian Amdahl. Johansson sends it back down to Matson. Matson in the crease to Shellstrom. Again, the double team press there. Grenapin and Nilsson this time not allowing Fresno any breathing room in their own territory. Ohio now the team who's increasing the pace against Fresno. When during the intermission, we spoke with Adrian Amdahl, and he said the key had been Fresno's increased pace of play that had allowed them to come to such a commanding lead. Ohio seems to be learning and trying to flip the script. Matt Smith, the pass behind himself to Walsh as Neumann retreats here for the Fresno defense. Kalle Brorsen back out. He'll look to lead this offense along with Kalle Harstedt. Melvin Mendoza, the up man. Edging far side towards Brorsen. Mellon, close wing. Mellon has the cross-court pass. Instead, will go down the line to Åkesson. Back out to Mellon. Over to Lundmark. Looking through, find Åkesson. It goes far side. Brorsen, Harstedt, Åkesson, Lundmark. And given the way that this Ohio team shares the ball, it seems every time they pass on the perimeter, I'm just listing the roster who's currently on the court. All of these players on their first line are equally skilled, and they have chemistry with every single one of themselves. Now Fresno driving down the ball, going to Mendoza. Unable to field that pass. It's deflected to Peter Schlad, who sends it down to Brorsen through the legs of Nyberg. Driving down, it goes to Lundmark. Lundmark, the shot saved by Oscar Viking Scharnberg. A crucial save there by Scharnberg. The Aviators needing to convert on every offensive chance they have, because with 6 minutes remaining in the third period, it's uncertain how many more they're going to get. Willik Alberg now for Fresno. The pass to Neumann, to Nyberg in the crease. He'll go far side, deep to Mendoza. Over to Kahlberg. Back to Mendoza. Off the boards, he'll find Nyberg. Neumann, close side. Far side, it's Kim Nyberg again. Fresno slowing down. 5-goal lead means there's nothing left for them to do except for maintain this lead. There's no need to be overzealous. Jonas Castellanos, close wing. Grenapin fighting up on him hard, forcing the air there. The steal by Matt Smith. He'll come out to Walsh. Linda pushing him away. Now it's going to be Johansson on the press instead of Linda. Taylor Walsh going deep back into his own territory. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the third. Cross-court pass to Justin Knight. Looking deep for Grenapin, spying by the goal, but it's deflected off the body of Amdahl before Oscar Viking Scharnberg even needed to lift a finger. Smooth pass to Shellstrom. Over to Johansson, trying to get around Schlad, but he's denied by the post. A close call there. It would have been a go-ahead. Nilsson looking to Smith, but Scharnberg able to come away with it. He'll hold the ball and pass to Jonas Castellanos. He'll miss on the pass. Grenapin able to capitalize. The ball gets to Smith, chipped away by Amdahl. The former teammates duking it out in Fresno territory. Amdahl off the boards to Castellanos. Grenapin on him tight. Castellanos unable to get the angle, botched out there by Grenapin off the interference. It's going to be a free hit for the Force. Nyberg with the ball. He'll pass to Willik Alberg, open in space on the close wing. Far side, Neumann looking across to Billy Nilsson. Just a little bit too much power on his chip in. Gives it too much height, sailing out of bounds. It's an Ohio Aviators ball, 4 minutes remaining in the third. Cross court, finds Åkesson. He was looking across to Lundmark, but it's stolen by Fresno. Taken away by Brorsson, over to Lundmark. He shoots, denied by the post, goes wide left off the boards. Lundmark gets it back out to Honstedt. Losing some control, Neumann, the pass to Billy the Kid. Nilsson spinning around looking for the shot. It's saved by Peter Schlad. Åkesson trying to get around Willik Alberg. Unable to, it'll go to Neumann. Fresno doing a great job with the momentum here in the last few minutes of play. Ohio trying desperately to do any and everything they can. Zach Mellon's shot deflected up off the stick of Willik Alberg. It's going to be a penalty call here after Lundmark going to the court. Alex Neumann limping slightly as he comes out to the penalty box. It'll be a 2-minute penalty against Neumann. And now the Ohio Aviators about to enter power play at a critical moment. Pass out to Mellon at the point, far side, Kalle Brorsson. His shot attempt deflected there by Mattsson. Close wing, Philip Lundmark to Cedric Grenapin. Over Kalle Brorsson. Grenapin to Brorsson, far side. To Mellon at the point. Close wing, he'll go to Lundmark. Back down to Grenapin. The chipped ball there to Brorsson, cross court, off the boards, finds Lundmark, back to Brorsson, shot sails high, it'll go out of bounds. 1:26 remaining in power play. Tim Nyberg sending the ball down deep for Fresno. He'll find Johansson, over to Shellstrom, the shot just high out of bounds. Fresno once again applying the pressure despite being a man down. Now it's Lundmark inbounding once more. He'll pass to Grenapin, close wing. The ball sailing wide around Zach Mellon. He'll still recover it. No pressure here from the Fresno defense as they consolidate around the box. But Johansson still playing up wide. That gave the opening for Brorsson to get a shot attempt off, but it's deflected off the body of Billy Nilsson. Nyberg able to get it far side. Johansson looking for a man to pass to. Stolen back by Lundmark. He's got the speed to make this dangerous. His ball deflected there off the legs of Willik Alberg. Scharnberg coming away with it off the rebound. Johansson, the pass down to Billy Nilsson on the close wing. Kahlberg was fading, but Mellon able to deflect that pass. 50-50 ball there in Fresno territory. Brorson, the spin around, looking for Mellon, but Mendoza comes away with the steal. Mendoza still trying to maintain control. Regardless, he's done a great job killing penalty time. Less than 30 seconds left on the Neumann penalty. And power play here for the Ohio Aviators. And less than 2 minutes left in the match. Zach Mellon driving down, looking to do anything and everything he can. He'll lose control. Kahlberg gets it back out to Mendoza. The pass to Kahlberg. Mendoza spine deep. He'll pass back down to Nyberg at the point in Fresno territory. Deep ball. Unable to connect to Mendoza. Instead it goes Smith. Krennipan back to Smith. The shot wide left, out of bounds. It's going to be a Fresno hit in. 1:21 remaining, and power play is over. Jim Nyberg set to take the ball here for Fresno after they survived that penalty. Johansson trying to get the angle around Knight. His ball deflected off the legs of Taylor Walsh. And some confusion there down on the court. His two balls came on. Players sent both balls back off the court, only needing to send one away. Now Johansson with Schulstrom. Facing heavy pressure from behind there by Walsh. Will break it out to Matson at the point. Castellanos close wing. Back to Matson, far side. Johansson's ball going wild. Slod chipping it away to his own man, Taylor Walsh. Samuel Linda boxing him out around the boards. The ball going out of bounds. It's going to be an Aviators hit in with 53 seconds left on the clock. Safe to say at this point, no comeback hopes for the Aviators, but they can still try and cut the deficit for the box score. Nilsson pausing on the wing. Chipped away by Castellanos to Linda, looking for number 72, Rasmus Johansson. Stopped up there by the Knight rider, Justin Knight. And what a different match this has been compared to the first time these teams met this season. Since the second period, Fresno has had Ohio's number. They are a championship-looking squad, saved there by Peter Slot, 30 seconds left. And Fresno now has a chance to come into first in the playoff rankings, depending on the outcome of the battle for Texas later today. Johansson driving down. He'll take the shot, saved by Schlad. 15 seconds left. Justin Knight looks cross court. Linda unable to stop the pass. It'll get to Hannes Carlson El Pistolero. 5 seconds left on the clock. Chipped in the center, saved by Scharnberg on the last shot attempt. And with that, the Fresno Force complete a commandeering win against the Aviators and advance to 5-1 on the season. Your final score here live from F&M Bank Arena in Clarksville, Tennessee. It's Ohio Aviators 2, Fresno Force 7. Floorball fans, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to stay on the stream as we bring you an exclusive NAFL post-game interview. fans of the NAFL, we've just gotten done with the matchup here between the Fresno Force and the Ohio Aviators. The Force coming away with a win and advancing to 5-1. I'm joined here by number 10, Pontus Jostrom. Pontus, how are you feeling after the victory?
Feeling good to be here, and I feel it's a pre-season for me, so I'm a bit tired right now, but always good with 3 points.
So you're coming into this Fresno team halfway through the season. What was it like playing your first game with them and starting to kind of feel it out with the other teammates?
Yeah, I know a lot of people in the team already played against them and played with them for a long time, and so I knew a couple of them, but it's still a whole other game of floorball here.
So what is your number one takeaway now after your first NAFL game about the talent that you face and what your plan is going to be the rest of the season as you take on more teams?
Yeah, it's, as I said, it's a whole other game, so I think it's, for me at least, it would be just to give 100% of my all and bring what I can bring to the team, and hopefully we'll get the victory.
Well, best of luck doing just that, Pontus. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on the win. Floorball fans, thank you for joining our broadcast. Don't worry, we have one more game of primetime NAFL action in the battle for Texas as the Texas 39ers take on the Fort Worth Jaguars. We'll see you at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time for that. Until then, I've been your host, Tanner Davis.